Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be opening a draft booster box of Double Masters 2022. This box contains 24 packs with 16 cards each. The set was released a little bit over 2 weeks ago on July 8th, and we're going to be doing pricing as of July 24th. So as you can see, the box is fully sealed and intact, no tears, no nothing. So let's crack it open and see how we do. I will be doing a full MTG box analysis on this and comparing this box to the one that we opened a couple of weeks back. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that. All right, and with that, let's get going. Just make sure everybody can see that on camera. Pack 1. All right, so we're going to start things off with a Fairy Rogue, Cryptic Spires, and we start off right off the bat with a foil Panharmonicon, and then we get a Cruin Striker, and then we get a Doran, the Siege Tower, as our first rare, and then a Wastoria Necru Queen as our second. Then we get a Scion of Darkness, an Orzhov Pontiff, an Izzet Boilerworks, and we'll just kind of skim through the commons. So we did get a Shadowborn Apostle, and nothing else in the back. All right, moving on to pack number 2. All right, so we got ourselves a Saproling and a Cryptic. We get a Chronicler of Heroes in foil, and an Aven Initiate. And our first rare is going to be a Glimpse the Unthinkable, and our Conqueror's Flail, followed by Heroic Reinforcements, Domestication, and a borderless Orzhov Basilica, Settle Beyond Reality, and nothing else in the back. Now let's try one of these pull tabs and see if I destroy anything. See, that's why I don't use the pull tabs. Very destructive. Alright, so starting things off with a Drake and the Cryptic. And we get a Lightning Helix and a Doomed Traveler. So our rare is going to be a Hardened Scales, followed by a Weathered Wayfarer with a Sprouting Thrinax, Go for the Throat, and a borderless Demir Aqueduct. And in the back, nothing much. I'll try it one more time. It seemed to work a little bit better. Maybe I just need practice. Alright, Fairy Rogue is our token. Cryptic. Monastery Swiftsphere. Anointer of Valor. Ren and 6 coming in. Mythic. Awesome. Awesome hit. Alright, and then we get a Villainous Wealth. Pacific Saber, an Asban Charm, a Flicker Wisp, and any more borderless? No borderless in the back. It doesn't look like I damaged the Ren and 6 with the pull tab pulling. Wow. Yeah, sorry everybody. Just not going to do that again. This set's too valuable to damage. Alright, we got ourselves a Saproling and a Cryptic, Jeskai Elder, Severed Strands, and we get a Culligan's Command in borderless as one of our rares, followed by a Judith the Scourge Diva, Myth Realized, Glory Scale Vashino, Wall of Omens, and then I think we do have a borderless in the back. We do. It is a Monastery Swiftsphere. Go ahead and grab another pack here. Apologies for the delay. Had some noise happening on my phone. I wanted to silence that. All right, we got ourselves an Elemental, Cryptic, and we got ourselves a Goblin Bombardment as our first foil, followed by a Coiling Oracle as our second. Then we get a Dragskull Reaver as our first rare, and a Campbell Consult of Allocation as our second, with a Bear's Companion, the Chancery, and an Eternal Witness. Okay, no borderless in the back. So we'll just keep on going. All right, we got ourselves a zombie token. Good old cryptic. Foil spell pierce, borderless, and an experiment 1. Followed by a Vidalcan Orrery. Good hit. And then a Thistledown Liege. Less of a good hit. Centaur Battlemaster, Aether Mage's Touch, Brave Blade Marauder, and no borderless in the back there from the common uncommon zone, or in the common zone. So keep in mind when you see a lot of duplication in that spot, there's only 9 commons that are in borderless. So if you keep seeing the same ones, that's why. Got a boar and a cryptic. Then we get a bear's companion in foil. There we go. Skeleton archer. Mikias the Lunarch. Mael's Aria. Dragon Arch. Good card. Conclave Mentor. Sedaxis Spectre. And now let's just take a look in the back. Nope. No more, or no borderless in that one. Gonna slide my piles around just a little bit. All right, so we're gonna start off with a boar and a cryptic. All right, and we get a Cartel Aristocrat in foil, followed by a Ground Assault, and then a Leonin Arbiter, and a Phyrexian Tyranny. Stagger Shock, Bant Charm, Prophetic Bolt. In the back, no borderless. So just gonna move that pile off to the side there so I can start anew. Alright, so we're gonna get ourselves a Sapperling and a Cryptic. And we're going to see a Devoted Druid in foil and an Advanced Stitchwig, followed by Glen Elindra Liege, Pull from Tomorrow, neither which of great hits, League Guild Mage Breakthrough, Golgari Rot Farm, and did we get any borderless? No borderless in the back. All right, another Fairy Rogue, another Cryptic, 24 per box. Mana Leak in foil, Izzet Charm, and then we get Alenda the Dusk Rose in borderless. Nice to see that mythic make an appearance. And then an Aether Vial, also a good hit. All right, then we get Lolith Troll, Unburial Rites, and a borderless Bloodbraid Elf. And a borderless Spell Pierce. So we got to see 3 borderless in that pack. 1 common, 1 uncommon, and 1 mythic. Couldn't pull the whole cycle and get ourselves a rare borderless too. I think that would have been asking too much of a draft pack. So we got ourselves a Sapperling, Supernatural Stamina, Grapple with the Past, and then we get a Yrel, the Miststalker, mythic showing on up, followed by a Twin Flame. And then a Summer Bloom, good card. River Hoopoe, Asban Falconer, and no borderless in the back. So we're at least halfway through the box now. Feels like an okay box, not hitting it out of the park as of yet. We've got a Liliana and a Cryptic, followed by a Bloodwater Entity, Bloodflow Connoisseur, Abbot of Corel Keep, Legion's Initiative, Labyrinth Champion, Jessica's Charm, Radco's Canarium, and borderless, Martial Glory, and that'll do it for that pack. So if you're looking to see how the collector boxes unfold, I do have quite a few videos on the channel. I've opened 4 boxes so far and did a full analysis at the end. So I'll put a link to that at the top in case you're interested in seeing that. Got a Cryptic Spires. Ooh, an Eternal Witness foil borderless. Followed by Liliana's Elite in regular foil. Grim Flare. And a Teferi's Protection. Good card. Devoted Druid. Bounty of Luxa. Skin Render. And in the back, no borderless. Alright, so we got ourselves a zombie. Oop. Just throwing around the Agony Warp. Knightly Valor. Force Negation, very good hit. We'll put that one in the Mythic pile, along with Mizzix should actually go in the non-cool pile, but it is a Mythic, so I'll throw it down there. Got ourselves a Labyrinth Champion, a Sultai Soothsayer, an Arachnus Spinner, and Burning Tree in the back. I think we're down to about 9 packs. Cat Dragon. Cryptic. Alright, Simic Growth Chamber. Deep Analysis. Followed by an Ashenmoor Liege. And an Una's Prowler. And then we get a Cold Steel Heart. Simic Growth Chamber. And a Blood Artist in Borderless. Followed by Wing Codal. We are going to see a Rampant Growth in Borderless. And that'll do it for that pack. There's just so many good cards in this set. I can't even say like what I'm looking for. Because everything is just so good. Alright, Skin Render. Leave Sky Knight. There's Ulamog, Mythic coming in. Very nice to see that. Sidisi, Brood Tyrant, about to say Blood, Firemind Vessel, Blazing Hellhound, and a Washout for our uncommons. And we're going to see a Seeker of the Way in Borderless. And that'll do it. I'm not sure if our Borderless count is better than last time, but again, I'll cover all of that in the box analysis. So that way you get an idea of what to expect if you go out and purchase a box. Alright, so we got an Egg and a Cryptic, a Wing Steed Rider, a Lava Coil, then we're going to get a Dauntless Escort, followed by a Shatter Gang Brothers, and a Bionic Upgrade, Young Pyromancer, and a Terminate in Borderless. And that'll be our only Borderless for that pack. Just kind of clean up our piles here to make sure we don't knock anything over or make any cause any damage. All right, so we're going to start things off again with a Cat Dragon, Cryptic, Heroic Reinforcements, Momentary Blink, Consecrated Sphinx, another Mythic, and then a Mathis Fiend Seeker. Power Gargoyle, Misfire Adept, Sedaxrus Spectre, and not much happening in the back there. So we've got 5 packs to go. We have a pretty darn nice pile of Mythics, plus a Force of Negation down there. Got ourselves a Zombie. Asmina's Transmutation, an Elvish Rejuvenator. Then we're going to see a Borderless Pithing Needle come in here, followed by a Verena Lich Queen, Surreal Memoir, Crackling Doom, Body Double, and don't see any Borderless in the back. Nope. So just for safety's sake, I'm just going to move that pile off to the side. Yep, we are down to 4 packs. We'll just go ahead and lay them out. Value-wise, I'm not sure if we're there. Certainly not there with just the rares and mythics, at least as far as my gut tells me. But I'll include that all in the breakdown too. Sensor Splicer, Aether Snipe, the Mimeoplasm, a Tarka's Command, Firemind Vessel, Travel Preparations, and a borderless Mentor of the Meek. Settle Beyond Reality. All right, and that'll do it for that pack. 3 to go. All right, Saproling, Spires, Azorus Chancery, Seeker's Squire, Figure of Destiny, and an Impervious Great Worm, biggest creature in Magic, Dreamscaper Shaman, Extract from the Darkness, and a Gruul Turf. We are going to see a borderless Unearth, and that'll do it. All right, 2 packs remaining. All right, got ourselves a Saproling, Cryptic. Going to see another foil rare here, Una's Prowler, and then a Crackling Doom. And then we get a mythic, Warrior's Oath, followed by a Dark Steel Plate. Inquisition of Kozilek, Scab Clan Giant, Mist Meadow Witch, Bridal Shout, and that'll do it. All right. Last draft booster of Double Masters 2022. And then we have the MTG box analysis. All right, so we got ourselves a Cat Dragon, Cryptic Spires, Brindle Shoat, Gnarlback Rhino, first rare, Imperial Archangel, and a second rare is going to be a Thraxamundar. Then we get a Spider Spawning, Rancor, Silencia Sanctuary, Bloodwater Entity, God's Willing, Heal Umbra, Supernatural Stamina, Momentary Blink, and a Cassili Pride Mage in Borderless, followed by a Fiery Fall and a Web Weaver Changeling. All right, so I'll get everything sorted, organized, and be back in just a moment. Okay, let's jump right into the MTG box analysis. The Double Masters 2022 set contains 577 total cards. 332 of these are traditionally framed, 80 are borderless, 160 are foil etched, and then 5 are textured foils. The draft booster packs we just opened aren't eligible for any of the foil etched or textured foils, meaning that we can only see 412 cards in the draft booster packs. Now let's pivot to the set's distribution versus this box. This chart shows all the cards we saw during the opening with the foils in orange, non-foils in green, and the set in gray as the baseline. We had a pretty even spread of non-foils from the 5 primary colors of Magic, ranging between 34 and 40 cards. We saw non-foils in every single category, including one of the 3 Eldrazi mythics at the beginning of the chart. And we even saw 16 non-foil borderless cards in 24 packs. The Double Masters 2022 draft packs always have 2 foils, therefore in a complete booster box you should see 48. The distribution, rarity, and card frame can vary and is not guaranteed. In this box, we only saw between 4 and 8 foils per color, with 12 multicolor, 1 artifact, 2 non-basic lands, and 2 of the borderless foils. For comparison, here's a look at the distribution from the July 13th draft box I opened on the channel. In that box, we saw 1 additional borderless foil and between 4 and 9 foils for the 5 primary colors of Magic. In this booster box, we saw 214 unique non-foil cards, which accounts for about 52% of the 412 cards we were eligible to see. Our highest concentration was in green, seeing 73% of the cards. As I mentioned just a moment ago, we saw 48 foils. All of these were unique. This accounts for 12% coverage of the foil cards we were eligible to see in the draft booster box product. Our highest concentration of foils was in black with 25%. In the previous box, we also saw 52% of the non-foils and 12% of the foils, although the percentages in the categories were different. Now let's take a look at coverage by rarity. In the non-foil space, we saw 97 of the 101 commons, 69 of the 101 uncommons, 41 of the 150 rares, and 7 of the 60 mythics. In the foil space, we covered about 36% of the commons, 10% of the uncommons, 2 rares giving us 1% coverage, and unfortunately, we didn't see a single rare mythic in foil. In total, this box contained 43 rares, 7 mythics. This is exactly the same as the previous draft booster box. Out of the 384 cards we saw today, none of the foils were duplicates, but 122 of the non-foils were repeats, which means that 30% of the box was duplicate cards. Oddly enough, we also saw 122 duplicate non-foils in the first draft booster box. It is important to note that we didn't see a single playset of any card in this box, even when combining foil and non-foil. Let's take a quick look at the potential value of the Double Masters 2022 set. This chart shows all the cards we are eligible to see in a draft booster pack by dollar category. 60 of the cards are currently valued over $10, 21 of the cards are currently valued over $5, and 77 cards are currently valued over $1. The remaining 254 cards are all under $1. Now let's take a look at how this set is trending. Here's a look at cards numbered 1 through 412, which is what you can see in a draft booster pack. As you can see, there has been some fluctuation in value, but not much. On release day, July 8th, all of the cards eligible to be seen in a draft booster pack had a value of $2,433.52. 1 week later, those same cards were valued at $2,617.83. And now the cards have a combined value of $2,605.02. Every other set in 2022 has trended in the opposite direction. Pre-release prices are inflated, boxes get opened, and card values drop. But with Double Masters 2022, the value of the cards as a whole has increased during the first 2 weeks of release. Now let's take a look at the value that we saw in this box for the non-foil space. We saw 9 cards valued over $10, including the Vidalcan Orrery, Aether Vial, Warrior's Oath, a borderless Alunda the Dusk Rose, Teferi's Protection, currently valued at $22, Consecrated Sphinx, currently valued at $27, Ulamog the Infinite, valued at $36, Force and Negation at $41, and Renin 6, currently valued at $68. We also saw 2 cards valued between $5 and $10, as well as 22 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 303 non-foil cards were all valued under $1, including all 24 of those cryptic spires. From a value perspective, this box was a dud in the foil space. Not a single one of our 48 foils was valued over $10, and we only saw 1 foil valued over $5, which was the very first card we saw during the opening, the Panharmonicon, which is currently valued at $6.57. We saw 3 foils valued just over $1 and 44 foils under $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box before release through a Patreon agreement for $354.50. Today we opened up 24 packs with 16 cards each for a total of 384 cards. This box contained 24 tokens, which have a market price value of $10.51. The 48 foils have a market price value of $19.88, and the non-foils have a market price value of $347.58. This means that we saw $377.97 in card value in this box. That's a gain of $23.47 over the price I paid, which equates to about 106% of the box price being returned in card value. For comparison, I've updated the prices from the previous draft booster box to today's prices so that we can compare the two side by side. The previous box had better tokens and brought in nearly twice as much value in that category. The previous box also had better foils, with the best hit being a foil borderless City of Brass. In the non-foil space, today's box was actually 10% better than the previous box. Overall, the previous box was better, but if we exclude the tokens, these boxes were less than $6 apart, and pretty close to the price I paid. Currently on TCG Player, you can pick up a draft booster box for about $340. At that price, these boxes are pretty reasonable, but the prices have been dropping for sealed boxes by about $2 a day for the last week. If they hit $320, I'm going to buy a few more. Thank you so much for watching this box opening and comparative review. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more MTG box analysis. Until next time, do something amazing.